Cheesy the Podcast, presented by Just Cheesy Productions.
Hi there, I'm your host Fondue.
This is Cheesy.
In this week's episode, we're talking all about cheeses at Christmas.
Yay.
We're going to talk about cheese traditions around the world.
Ooh.
We're talking the UK, Sweden, and the Philippines.
Whoa.
We're going to find some mac and cheese candy canes at a really cool store.
Candy cane?
And we're going to talk about some cheese nonprofits.
Aw.
And of course, we're going to tell our very cheesy joke.
Yay, jokes.
Stay tuned for episode 162, Cheeses of Christmas, on Just Cheesy, the podcast. According to atlasobscura.com, there's a tradition in the UK.
There is?
They say that they eat Christmas cake and cheese.
What's a Christmas cake?
Well, according to the article, in England, a Christmas cake refers to a dried fruit rum-soaked round, which the rest of us lovingly call a fruit cake.
Oh, okay.
Now, I've actually never had fruit cake,
No,
and
me
I
neither.
suspect I might actually like it, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I've never even seen this cake out in the wild.
No.
Some websites say it was nasty and it tasted yucky because it was bitter and it had candied peel and citron in it.
Ew.
Some people didn't like it because it was boozy.
Ooh.
I don't know, it sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But in all cases, it's described as a sweet treat.
Yeah.
And the thing that makes this a little bit unique is that in the UK, Yorkshire Wensleydale cheese is actually used with this cake.
Whoa.
And if you think this is some newfangled thing, well, it isn't. It goes back as far as 1871.
Holy cow.
The book by Joseph Lucas had a passage that read, "On Christmas Eve, one Yule cake is given to each member of the family, along with a piece of Christmas cheese."
Whoa.
And it's likely that this is the cheese of choice because it's created in the summer and it would have reached full maturity in the festive season.
Whoa.
If given the choice, I would definitely give it a try.
Yeah.
According to Neal's Yard Dairy, another shop in the UK, Christmas is just not Christmas without blue cheese.
Why?
They say they see lots of people during the holidays and they either leave with blue cheese or Stilton.
Whoa.
They say that if Google actually existed in the late 19th century, they say it's possible they would have seen a similar pattern back then.
Wow.
They have sources that go back well over a century,
Holy cow.
which referenced Stilton for Christmas.
Wow.
They say all the way back in 1889,
Whoa.
a Manchester businessman reportedly bought 300 wheels a year as Christmas gifts for clients.
300.
And in 1897, they say a writer named William S. Walsh called Christmas cards a cheap and unworthy substitute for
Whoa.
the healthier benevolence of traditional Christmas gifts like Stilton.
Whoa.
And just like the other cheeses we talked about with the fruitcake, they say that Stilton was traditionally made in late spring and early summer, and it would be ripe just in time for Christmas.
Wow.
They say that Cheshire and Lancashire cheeses could mature for much longer, meaning they were less associated with a certain time of the year.
Wow.
Are you like me?
Yeah.
And you're not the biggest fan of Stilton?
Nope.
Well, there's something called Swedish Christmas cheese.
Ooh.
On the website, ingbritsons.com, you can get Scandic Christmas cheese all the way from Sweden.
Wow.
They say it has a mild flavor, it melts well, and has a creamy texture.
Yum.
Swedish Christmas cheese is not a sponsor,
Nope.
but if it was, the ad would go right here. Have you ever wanted to listen to the web?
Yeah.
Well, Newsly makes that possible.
They do?
They're an all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android.
Super app.
You can listen to trending articles on the web on topics that you choose and get them read to you in a natural human voice.
What kind of topics?
Sports,
Cheese?
tech, business, science.
Cheese?
I'm sure there's even cheese.
Yay.
They even have an entire section for podcasts.
Are we there?
Of course we are.
Ooh.
It's one of my new favorite podcast apps. They even have digital radio.
Holy cow.
Just go to www.newsly.me to download it free.
Whoa.
Or use the link in the description. If you use the promo code CHEESY,
Cheesy.
that'll get you 1 month free premium subscription.
Yay. Newsly.
Now, back to the podcast. According to ManilaSun.com, queso de bola is a Christmas tradition in the Philippines.
Whoa.
Queso de bola is a round spherical shaped cheese that's coated in red wax, and it's sort of like a giant baby bell.
Aw.
They say it's sharp, salty and nutty,
Ooh.
and it has I quote, a whiff of a delicious stink.
Ew.
This is a semi-hard cheese that continues to harden over time.
Wow.
This cheese originally came from the Netherlands.
Oh.
In the 1600s, the Dutch were at war with the Spanish, and they often engaged in naval battles near the Philippines.
Wow.
During this time, the Filipinos secretly traded with the Dutch,
Ooh.
and the Dutch naval officers traded one of their staple foods, cheese, with the Filipinos.
Yum.
And apparently the Dutch traded this cheese all over the world.
Really?
In places like Belize and Venezuela and Mexico. And a lot of us know it as Edam.
Ah.
In the Netherlands, that's what it's called.
Okay.
In Indonesia, they call it Keju Edam.
Whoa.
In Belize, it's called both Queso de Cavalera or Queso de Colorado. And in Mexico, it's called Queso Hollandaise.
Sure it is.
And I am sorry if I've botched the pronunciations.
I'm sure you did.
One of the reasons this cheese has been so well traveled is because it ages and keeps well.
Really?
Because it's shaped in a ball, it won't break apart in transit.
Oh.
The moisture content is balanced, so it's not prone to molding or rotting quickly.
Huh.
The moisture stays balanced because it has a red paraffin wax rind,
Oh.
which is just as key to its flavor, and they say and for its profits too.
Oh, wow.
If it were to lose its water content, it would shrink and it would decrease sellers' profit per ounce.
Of course.
And because Christmas time is the season of giving,
Yeah.
according to culturecheesemag.com, there are some nonprofits that you can donate to this Christmas season.
Okay.
There's the Anne Saxelby Legacy Fund. If you donate to this fund, they provide training opportunities to young adults. They allow youth to apprentice in sustainable systems and agriculture domestically and abroad.
Well.
You can donate directly on dzte.com to the Daphne Zeppos Teaching Endowment.
Whoa.
This is for a scholarship to food industry professionals who want to further their learning and their ability to educate others about cheese.
Whoa.
There's a foundation called the American Cheese Education Foundation.
Wow.
You can donate directly at paypal.com. This is dedicated to raising funds to support education and scientific research for the specialty cheese industry.
Nice.
We encourage you to reach out to your local food bank and see what they're most in need of in this holiday season.
Yeah.
Do you love mac and cheese?
Yeah.
Do you love candy canes?
Duh.
What if these two things were mixed together?
What?
On the website mcphee.com, they're selling mac and cheese candy canes.
Okay.
For $6.95, you can get a set of 6 yellow and white candy canes.
Whoa.
They say they're comfort food that tastes like comfort food, and they're instant mac and cheese flavor.
Oh, boy.
This website has tons and tons of gag gifts,
Yeah, they do.
but they've got a lot of different flavors of candy canes.
Ooh.
They've got Dante's Inferno candy canes, possum flavor,
Awesome.
jalapeno, Bigfoot,
Bigfoot.
gravy, sour cream and onion, hot dog, ketchup, pickle, and bacon.
I'm ready for a joke, Fondue.
Okay, what is the most popular Christmas song about cheese?
I have no idea.
Way in a manger.
Oh.
Get it? Way like W-H-E-Y?
Oh, I get it. It's bad.
Oh, it's not bad.
Yeah, it is.
It's a little bit cheesy. Want some more cheese this Christmas? Check out last year's episode where we read The Great Poem 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. That's episode 110.
Merry Christmas and stay cheesy, everybody.